What a year 2024 has been. This is actually my first time sitting down in front of a camera since getting married, which has been nice. It's been weird, but it's been nice to have a bit of a break, not kind of make any videos for a while. This is also the best I've sounded, my voice has sounded for a couple of weeks. I've been fighting off a typical Christmas lurgy, I guess you could say. But it's that time of year again. It's that time of year to take a look back at the gear that I've tried this year and make some sort of list, a top 10 list. Now in the past, I usually do my top 10 pedals of the year, but 2024 has also been a great year for me when it comes to guitars and other stuff. So I've included a couple of guitars in this list and an amp. Now it's worth mentioning as well that I don't tend to keep my lists to bits of gear that's been released this year. It can be from any year. It's just what I've tried this year and maybe shown to you guys in a video. So in no particular order, at number 1 is going to be the Dinosaural Cogmeister. Now this is an overdrive pedal that completely changed my perspective when it comes to overdrive. You know, in the past I've always wanted to cover a load of bases when it comes to overdrive. You know, I've always felt like I needed a tube screamer or a clon, needed something blues breakery. Tried to cover all the classic food groups, I guess, when it comes to drive. And in the process, when you do that, maybe you lose a little bit of your own personal sparkle when it comes to your drive tone. And playing with the Cogmeister has brought that sparkle back to my tone. It's something completely unique, but still versatile. The boosts work really well as well, kind of combining all 3 elements of that drive pedal to get any drive tone. And it's been pretty much the core of every pedal board build since I got that pedal. So the Dinosaur Cogmeister is an epic overdrive. Well, and I can't believe I've only played it for the first time this year. It feels like I've always had it as part of my rig. At number 2, in a similar sort of vein to the Cogmeister, another overdrive that has opened my eyes to different flavours of drive, not just tube screams and stuff, and that's going to be the Crowther Audio Hotcake. I still need to buy one of these because I absolutely fell in love with it when I borrowed one off Thorpe FX. It is the overdrive for playing with a Vox AC30 type amp. It just works so well with that, but also brings different flavors to any other type of amp as well. It's a classic for a reason. My video on that pedal has been doing really well, so I'm glad people have been discovering that pedal, maybe with me as well. I really love the Hotcake and I need to get one. Okay, at number 3 is going to be a Chase Bliss pedal. It's always an honour to work with Chase Bliss, and they've had some really great releases this year. The Lossy, for example, and then the Clean as I think the Lossy was last year actually. So it's been the Clean and then also the Onward. And I'm going to give my pick this year to the Onward. Initially that pedal kind of threw me off a little bit because it was so weird, and I was sort of getting similar tones from the Onward that I do with the Mood, but that pedal, the Chase Bliss Onward, is a pedal that I've stuck with since recording the demo, and I've discovered a whole new sort of way of using that pedal that is completely different to Chase Bliss's other pedals. Very inspiring. I personally like to use it at the beginning of a signal chain to run drives and stuff after it. Just helps trigger things with that pedal a little easier, but it's really great. A great writing tool, great for layering pads and tones underneath your playing. I really think the Onward is a really great pedal from Chase Bliss, and I think you should check it out. Next up on the list is going to be a couple of different guitars. And number 4 is going to be the Iverson Guitars Dakota. I built this guitar up a lot in my head. I've wanted to play an Iverson Dakota for years. My buddy Joe Coombs introduced me to them, and they've been on my wish list ever since. And I was really honoured to get to play that guitar and have it for, you know, a good few weeks and get to know it. And because I built it up so much in my head, I guess I'd also built it up to fail because my expectations were so high of it. But it really delivered, and I really liked that guitar. It delivered in so many different aspects. I also think that is a new guitar design that has really resonated with the modern guitarist because it's bringing familiar designs together in a way that we've not seen before. You know, the Les Paul Jr. type body with the Firebird, raised bit in the middle. Excellent guitar. It's still on my wish list. I'd love to own one day, but they're a pretty penny, so maybe in the future. And number 5, another guitar, and this is a guitar that I've actually been lucky enough to own, and it's of course it's going to be my Heritage H535. Now this is a type of guitar that I've wanted to own since I picked up the guitar. You know, the first year of me playing guitar, I've always wanted a 335 semi-hollow type of instrument, and this is such a special one. You know, Heritage guitars are very consistent. You know, every single one I've played has been great, but this also does feel like a good one, shall we say. I love it. Very fortunate to own that thing. Yeah, what a dream. Okay, back with a couple of pedals. You guys may have known that I've been working with Thorpe effects for the past year and a bit on a lot of his social content, and with that comes the joy and the honour of not only working with Thorpe but playing a lot of his pedals as they come out. And it's been a great year for Thorpe effects. You know, what comes to mind is the Electric Lightning, which is Chris Buck's signature pedal, but it's also just a great drive in its own right. But if I think about the pedal that I've had the most fun with this year from Thorpe effects, I have to give it to the Thorpe Whopper. It's a really interesting take on Thorpe's Fallout Cloud, which is an interesting take on a big muff, and it is, to be honest, the only big muff type pedal that I've really connected with. I'm not typically a big muff fuzz type of player, but this one is just so fun. It's so explosive. The active treble and bass controls really mean that I can tailor it to any rig, and I can get it to sound a bit more how I want that muff style circuit to sound. And then to boot, it's got that great Rangemaster treble booster just for more explosive tones. Yeah, the Thorpe Effects Whopper has been really, really fun this year. Probably my favourite Thorpe Effects release as well, which is saying something because, like I said, there's been a few. Okay, next up on the list, number 7, is a pedal I picked up secondhand on a whim because I was looking for a preamp style drive, and it's kind of delivered in that aspect, but also delivered in loads of other ways as well. Sorry. And it's going to be the Benson Germanium preamp. Like I said, I didn't really know what to expect from this pedal, but I've really loved it. I actually think it was released this year. I didn't know it at the time, but I believe that was a 2024 release, and it's great. It delivers on that kind of preampy, ampy drive tone that I was looking for, but I've actually been using it more as a boost pedal because it's got a really interesting EQ section. The drive is just enough to kind of hair things up, but it's got plenty of output as well. Not only that, but it delivers on a whole other plethora of drive tones and fuzz tones, and the germaniumness really makes it a warm sounding overdrive. I've not played the standard preamp pedal, but to me it just sounds so warm and natural sounding. Okay, my voice is going. We've got a few more here, 8, 9 and 10. Number 8, this is going to be the Bigfoot Engineering King Fuzz. It's incredible. What a great sounding fuzz pedal. It was just so instant tones with that. You just plug it in, 2 knobs, it's got so much output, so much range of fuzz as well, from kind of exploding amp tones to thick fuzz, and it's not too expensive. I think they're like £159, built in the UK. Really, I really recommend you go check out Bigfoot Engineering, and the King Fuzz is just epic. Okay, number 9, I'm gonna put an amp in on this list, and it's the newest acquisition for me. It's the Victory Deputy behind me. I said in the video that only came out a couple of weeks ago that it combines some of my favorite things from every amp that I own. You know, it's that single channel, but with a great reverb on there, with a few different switches. It's really resonated with me, and it's quickly become my number 1 amp. It works great with pedals, but it has a bit more character than the Duchess. It's really great. I've been using it a ton. Like I said, it's quickly become my number 1. Maybe it's the fastest any piece of gear has become part of my full-time rig. Finally, at number 10, maybe the weirdest pedal on this list, which is saying something because the Chase Bliss Onward is on here, but the MW Effects Judder. I played that this year, and wow, that pedal is a real trip. I really want to get one, although unfortunately I think that pedal that I had for those couple of weeks is one of the last Judders that's going to be available. Now MW Effects is going to move on to other designs. Maybe you can still pick up a Judder, and I would highly recommend you doing so. I'll be checking out what is new from MW Effects, because that Judder was awesome. All the way from those kind of granular reverby tones to stuttery tremolo effects to sort of weird modulated stuff as well. That was a really interesting pedal that I didn't know what was happening, but I loved it. And that rounds up my top 10 of this year. What a great year 2024 has been for me personally. As I said at the beginning, I got married a few weeks ago, which was amazing. But not only that, it's been my first full year doing content creation full time, and it's been great. I'm looking forward to 2025, moving on to bigger things, better things, or just expanding on what I'm already doing. And that's really exciting. To kind of have, your future in your own palm of your hand, I guess. It's really cool. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season, a great end to your 2024, and I wish you all the best for 2025 and the new year. Thank you so much for watching these videos this year. I couldn't have been doing this without you. I couldn't have got married without you guys watching the videos. I couldn't be full-time making these videos without you guys watching them. So thank you so much. I'm going to go rest my voice for the rest of the day, and I'll catch you in 2025.